Here's the next video on 3A inequalities and their graphs. We are on page 47. So we are going to carry on, continue on, mission on, and we're going to talk about one gotcha here. Actually, there's another one coming up. But inequalities are so similar to solving equations that you almost sometimes kind of forget to look to the special cases. But when you have an inequality, there are always two ways to write an inequality. I can say that Mrs. Leininger's age is greater than Jillian's, because I just saw Jillian. Or I can say that Jillian's age is less than Mrs. Leininger's. Both of these say the exact same thing, but you will notice that the inequality symbol is going a different direction. So when you have an inequality where your variable is on the right, it is still pointing, this symbol is pointing, the small end of the symbol is pointing to the smaller numbers. So that means X, our set of numbers that are X, are smaller than 3. So I always prefer to have my variable on the left-hand side. If it starts out in the problem on the right-hand side, I will pick it up, move it over, and flip the inequality symbol. And then it's easy for me to go ahead and complete the problem. So if we look at a couple of these graphing situations, these are really straightforward. The first one, I ask myself, is the variable on the left? Sure is. Find positive 4. My circle is closed. Because of the line underneath the inequality symbol, I want all the numbers that are smaller or equal to 4, so I'm shading that way. B, I find negative 3. That's my target number. 1, 2, 3. There he is. Negative 3. Uh-oh, just made a mistake. Let me get my eraser. Because my circle needs to be open, because there is no line underneath the inequalities symbol. So I find negative 3. Again, I leave my circle open, and I want all the numbers that are larger than negative 3. So we're going this way. You may notice, and maybe from the other video you've already noticed, and I know I told my kids last year, that if your variable is on the left, you will always be shading the way that the inequality symbol is pointing. If your variable is on the right, like this guy, you're going to be shading in the opposite direction. So on number C, I don't like my variable on the right. I am going to pick him up. I'm going to put the K on this side, the 3 on this side, but I have to move my switch my inequality symbol. So I'm saying the exact same thing, but a different way. And this way appeals to me. So I'm going to find positive 3, 1, 2, 3. My circle is going to be open, because there's no line underneath it. And now, again, I can shade the way that the arrow is going and not even have to think about it too much. Again, I see the W. I am going to move him. I'm going to put the negative 1 over here, and instead of the symbol going that way, I am going to put it that way. Go find negative 1, close him in, and shade, shade, shade. So now we're going back the other way. You're given some graphs, and that you are asked to write the inequality using the variable X. Again, I am always going to write the X first, so I'm going to always have him on the left-hand side. I need all the numbers that are less than, and what number is that? 1, 2? Less than 2. All the numbers that are greater than negative 4, negative 3, greater than or equal to negative 3, because the circle is closed in. And here I need all the numbers that are less than negative 1. So that's pretty straightforward and easy. We'll have one more video on this section that you can either watch now or you can come back and watch later. Bye-bye.